Hi, I'm Glenn,
I'm Roman.
and this is how we made a game in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Started with a blue square. The blue square is going to kill everyone on the earth.
I started in Sketchbook and finished in Sketchbook. I pretty much never left Sketchbook except for coloring, because I have not tried to make animations in forever.
You can see I started, I was going to have walls and I was starting to program collision and whatnot. So at first the walls were just appeared in random places, and then I started to have maps. So I was reading where the walls needed to go here. And that's what I'm doing right there.
I'm trying to draw a person because I haven't practiced drawing people very much. So I pretty much just relied on a reference.
Yeah. I think the sprite you made, though, definitely looks better than that blue square. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
It's looking better so far.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but when I was recording with, I got a bit of lag the whole time. Were you getting lag when you made the sketches?
No, I don't get lag more than usual. Usually, if I'm working on game stuff, or at least when I was doing it more often, I would have like 5 or 10 programs at a time. So in the future, it might become an issue.
Yeah.
But if it does, it'll just because my computer is weak.
Yeah. So obviously, this video is not in sync because we've got your sketched guy in the game before you're done sketching him. How do you do that, Roman? You had a time machine.
Because I didn't record a lot of the process. So I just time-lapsed sketching the one sprite.
Obviously, though, when you make sprites, you want the background on the sprite to be transparent so you don't get white boxes around them.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
I don't think I got that far yet, though. Or else you didn't.
I'm pretty sure I edited it in Paint and didn't think about it and clicked
Yeah.
save. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. Oops. Paint doesn't understand transparency.
I just did all of my outlining and shading with one of the default brushes, I think. I think I just used the default pen brush. And I was going to use a hard brush so that I wouldn't have any transparency in the line work.
Did you try drawing him on paper first before you drew him in the...
Yeah, but it was really bad. The one I drew on paper was really bad. Because I don't draw people very much, and then even if I do, I usually just do cartoony because I'm usually drawing more to express ideas than to actually portray realism. Rather than focus on the content, I just wanted to focus on the quality of the content and worry about how good it actually looks instead of what's actually being portrayed.
So you're saying you weren't coming up with any new concepts, you just wanted to make...
Yeah, I was playing it extremely safe on purpose.
The other thing with the lag, when I first wrote this, I just used the system.drawing namespace to render it, which is incredibly inefficient. It's super stupid slow. The frame rate was terrible, and I was like, this is the simplest drawing thing ever. And if I'm getting lag with this game, we're never going to be able to make a game. But I kind of expected that too. I was planning on switching that anyways. So later on, I did switch it out, and I used SharpDX. So I wrote everything in C#, and SharpDX is just a wrapper around DirectX. So I was kind of using unmanaged resources inside a managed coding environment. This game has the most amazing menu the world has ever seen. You can tell I put a lot of work into that menu.
You can also see the blocks now. The crate probably took me 10 to 15 minutes to draw, and actually turned out better than I expected to. I didn't think it'd be that much of a challenge, but it's pretty small, so that made it easier. And then the normal block, I was just kind of thinking steel and concrete. So I just kind of tried to make something that looks like steel and concrete.
The map is actually just a text file. So it's literally just a grid of zeros, ones, and twos Like 0 was empty, 1 is a wall, and 2 is the crate. The map was the most complicated logic ever. And I still did it wrong. Your sketch there is slowly catching up. You're starting to look like a dude with a gun.
I'm pretty much just winging it on the shadows and filling in with black. I'm not very good at shadows, but it had to get done. And I wanted there to be enough contrast that you can at least make it out, because if it was just lines and color, I think it'd be harder to see when it's that small. I'm mostly just trying to add some contrasts to give it a little bit of shape when the sprite is reduced down to a smaller size. It's a lot easier to see if shadows are wrong when something's smaller, because when it gets that small and you can't see details, you have to rely on the shadows to make out where the details are. So I think I just started drawing on the default canvas. I totally overlooked the shape of my sprite, so later I had to go back and resize every single picture that I exported. So I'm just doing what I usually do for animation, which is my slow and terrible way of animating, where I put every frame on a different layer. Sketchbook has an animation timeline feature, so I don't know why I didn't use it. I guess I was just thinking about speed, so I just thought I'd stick with what I know how to do. It's not like I didn't have time to learn something new.
Oh, is this when you're making the jump animation now?
Well, I was trying to make him crouch, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to use that for the jump animation, because then I don't have to do more work. I'm really just winging the whole thing, so I got the crouch completely wrong.
That doesn't actually look that bad.
It doesn't.
Is that your first one?
Yeah, that's my first one. It doesn't look terrible, but it was just off. The crouch position needs to be essentially half the height of the standing position, or at least that's what I wanted.
Well,
not very much shorter.
He really just needs to be short enough that the bullets will go over him.
Yeah, and
so one thing I guess I didn't say earlier, but when I was coding, I was also building everything from scratch. So as I was adding things like this menu, I created a very abstract class that represented a menu. And that's what you kind of want to do when you're programming, is you want to kind of make things as reusable as possible. So the next time we do this, I'm not going to reprogram how to make a menu. I'm just going to use this crappy one all over again. Although I might improve it as we go. But
yeah, it's a good idea to do the same thing with the artwork. You don't want to do it the way that I did, where you draw the whole thing and then try to change it. It's better to make a model and model all of your poses and then finish every pose.
So if you play this game, you might find this out. But when we were playing, we had a difficult time not dying. But especially when you played, Roman, you kept jumping off the cliff. All I needed to do was not die. The way you die the most often is falling off the cliff. It's not by getting shot. It's just, oops, I missed that block, and you fall off to death, and you end up like a negative 30 score.
If you die in this game, it's usually your fault, not because the game is hard. I made the background in Photoshop, not that it matters that much. I just used a transparent brush and made some clouds.
I do think it made the game look way better though, as opposed to the black.
It makes it look like we tried. Instead of just saying, well, there's no background.
I don't think we showed it, but remember at the beginning of this game where if you jumped too high, you would die?
Oh yeah, because you had it, if you were off the screen, you died. It didn't matter where.
Maybe we should have made a mode where that would happen.
I made a breakable crate sprite. That wasn't very hard. I just erased some of the crate sprite.
Is that really all you did?
That's mostly what I did.
Oh, erasers, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were all about efficiency in this project.
You can't be about perfection because you'll never get done. You won't learn anything if you never get finished. Sometimes you have to take shortcuts, but if it means getting finished, then it means that you won't have to make the same mistake the next time.
I definitely got a lot more practice in this video game than you did.
Yeah, I've got 0 practice playing the game. Even though everything you can see is my work, it doesn't really matter.
So you didn't show yourself making the crates?
No, because that went really fast, too.
How did you make the original crate sprite?
I just painted it and used rulers to make the edges straight. Yeah, and I just added a bit of texture to it.
This is the last map I made, and it is the best map. Because eventually, 90% of the level is gone, and you just die. Alright, I think I'm gonna win. How much money will I bet? Okay, I'm red.
I actually have
You're gonna be dead.
$5 in my pocket, which is more money than I wanted to bet that I'm going to win.
Best strategy ever. Oh, you're going up there, huh? Oh, you're not hitting it.
I'm gonna turn that down just a
Oh,
tad.
you're changing that volume. No, no. As we said, he fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
No! Stop it. Crouching.
Oh yes, I'm
Yes,
glitched.
there.
Oh no.
Our game has no bugs, by the way.
Yeah, that's not.
There's
a bug.
also a rip gravestone. We didn't even talk about that. But there is, obviously.
The rip gravestone is a secret feature.
Yes. Darn it. It doesn't appear very often because usually you jump off the screen. Die. See?
Yep.
Bye, Roman.
I did get hit though. I didn't just do that on my own.
Yeah, sure. No! I almost jumped off the cliff there. Okay, you
Well,
got
that's
that bug twice already, and I still haven't had it. I only need one more kill.
Trying to get up here. Ah. I couldn't make it.
You almost had it, Roman. I believe it. No, we don't need to do the same match again. Alrighty.
Alright, there we go.
Yes.
I'm dead.
Wait, how did it? It counted.
How did I
You
get-
lost a kill, and I didn't gain one. Obviously, this game has no bugs. It gave you a kill that time. Now we're back to 0. Ah.
There might be some bugs, but
No.
only
I'm
players who
gonna
are
teabag your gravestone.
only players who are legendary at this game will find the bugs.
It's funny when you
There
get
are-
close to each other because you can't hit each other, so we're like, you always like jump like this.
Yeah. There are
What are the odds?
there are some bugs that are very helpful.
They're all Roman's fault.
There are some bugs that are very helpful when you speedrun this game.
How are you gonna what is that? I'm gonna get to -10 score faster than you. Oh. This is closer than last time.
It was.
The best strategy is just crouch and shoot. Oh crap, that was good. Dawn. So this is 2 wins to 0 wins.
Yeah. We forgot to mention that we made all of the sound effects. 2 of them.
Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, there's 2.